Right, how are we all doing, boys? Now, I thought I'd make this video because I know quite a few of my viewers, you're either like learning how to drive, or you've just started driving, or you've not even started driving yet and you're looking at getting your first car to practice your driving and stuff, or you're just about to take your test. So I thought I'd make a video just going through kind of like my experience on like theory and obviously practical driving test and lessons and stuff like that. So pretty much, where should we start? We'll start with the theory. So what I did to pass my theory, it took me 3 times. So I failed the first one, failed the second one, and passed my third one. So I passed on the third attempt. And all I didn't really study for it, I'll be honest, boys. When it comes to, like, I was no good in school. Pen and paper just ain't my thing. I'd rather just be like on my feet doing something like active instead of just sat there studying. Like, me personally, I don't really think I could do an office job. It's not physical enough for me. So literally all I did was, I think the night before my first attempt at the theory, I downloaded an app on my phone. I'll try and remember which app it was, and I'll have put it on screen just then. So I downloaded the app, just had a flick through it the night before, and then morning after got up, tried to take my theory, took my theory, and I think the first time I failed on hazard perception for like 1 point or something, so I was pretty gutted about that. And then yeah, pretty much I just left it at that, left it for a few months, couldn't be arsed. And then I think a couple of months later I decided I was going to do it again, so booked in for my theory, and same again. I just flicked through the app a couple nights before, and then took my theory again, and that time I passed the hazard perception and failed the multiple choice. So I then walked up to the woman and I asked her, I said, I've passed this and I've failed this, and then I've passed this and I've failed this. Is there any way I could merge them? Is there any way I could like merge them together? And obviously the answer was no. So that was worth a try, wasn't it, boys? Like, come on, hats off to me for trying. But yeah, then my third attempt, I did the same again, but I did it the night before instead of a couple nights before. Don't know why I didn't do that the first 2 attempts. And I literally just flicked through the app, flicked through the questions, done a couple of the like online video for the hazard perception, and then I smashed it the third time. I got like, I think it was only a couple wrong, and then that was pretty much my theory. I didn't really study for it. I didn't sit there for ages studying. It's just not my thing. I mean, I know I should have, but I just got bored too easily and too distracted. So that was that. And then my practical test. Now, pretty much what I did is, because at the time I was working a job where I wasn't actually at the same place. I was working away all around the country, so I couldn't really book lessons like continuously. I couldn't really have a schedule of lessons like, I'll do one Tuesday, I'll do one Thursday, we'll have one Sunday. I couldn't really do that. So I'd do like one every now and then, which didn't really help, to be fair. And I think then I just sacked it off for like a good 3 or 4 months. I just thought, I'm never going to do it. I've not got the time. I'm always away. And every time I'd have a lesson, I'd like forget by the time I had another one, because of the gap that I had between them. So I ended up getting a new job in the end, which meant I could obviously take more lessons. And by that time, what I'd done is I'd bought my first car, which was the red Ford Fiesta. And what I'd do is I had learner insurance on that, so I'd be out all the time. Sometimes I'd go out on my own in it, which I'm not meant to do, but that was the best way for me to learn. Went out on my own, and it was less pressure when there's not anyone in the car, because you're not bothered if you get it wrong, because it's only you in the car, if that makes sense. So I do that, and then anything you got wrong, it's up to you to put it right. So that's just, I know you're not meant to do that, and I'm not telling you boys to do that, but that's just how I learn. And then for the rest of the time, I was going out with my dad because I weren't really bothered if I stalled in front of him or anything like that. So what I'd really recommend doing, boys, is if you haven't already, I know it's going to be a reach to get one, try and get yourself your first car, and just get yourself on a learner's policy, and just go out with a family member, whether it's your older brother, older sister, dad, anyone that's got 3 years driving experience and is over the age of 21. Just go out with them, drive. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And one thing that helped me really like a lot is what I'd do, I'd just park up and I'd get the car moving with just the clutch. So I'd bring the clutch up to the bite, the car would start rolling a tiny bit, then I'd put the clutch down. And I'd just literally keep doing that until I was bored out my head. And that really did help me with clutch control, because then all you have to do after that is just give it revs. So that was kind of how I learned. And then once, I think it was my dad said, right, you're ready for your test, mate. You can go for it. You'll smash it. Blah blah blah. So I thought, right, screw it, we'll go for it. So I booked in for my test, and obviously I had to have a instructor with me to take me to the tests, obviously. So what I did, I think I booked 3 lessons. So I booked 1 lesson, then another lesson, and then the lesson the hour before your test. And literally, so technically I had like 3 full driving lessons, like with a fully qualified instructor. Apart from that, it was just going out with my dad, myself, just learning as I go along, and that really did help me. And literally on my driving test, what I chose to do, because at the time I was doing it, there was all the rumours going around about, oh, these examiners can only pass a certain amount of people a month, they've got a pass rate to stand by, whether you do well or good, they'll pass or fail you. It was kind of like generated whether you're going to pass or fail before you've even like took your test. Whether that's true or not, I do not know. If anyone, like their parents or a driving instructor, let me know down below. So what I did, you get the option on your test whether you can take your driving instructor with you on your test to sit in the back, or just leave him at the test centre while you go on your test. So I thought, right, perfect opportunity. I'll take my instructor with me so that the examiner can't like sit there bullshitting if I do anything wrong, because obviously as a learner you don't actually know, and you can't sit there arguing it because he's the main man. So I took my instructor in the back with me and sat there, did all my tests, did all my manoeuvres, thought I did pretty well. And there was one part of my test where I thought the road was a 20. Well, I didn't know if the road was a 20 miles per hour zone or a 30 miles per hour zone. So what I did, I went about 23 miles per hour, which isn't like excessively speeding, but it's not like stupidly slow. So if you ever do get into that situation, boys, just go below what you think it is, because obviously if you go higher, you'll get failed for speeding. And yeah, so we did all that, got back to the test centre, and then this was quite funny actually. The guy, my instructor, had forgot to put the like big magnetic L plate on the top of the car. So they were like, when they got out of the car, they were debating like, will he have to redo his test, blah blah blah. And I'm sat there thinking, hold on, why does it matter? Like you didn't know when I was doing my test, so why would that matter? Anyway, that was all sorted. It didn't matter in the end, but that scared the life out of me because I thought I'd done really well myself. And then yeah, pretty much the examiner came back in the car and he said, I'm afraid to tell you that you won't be coming back. And now that took me a couple of seconds to process. We were parked outside the test centre and he said, I'm afraid to tell you that you won't be coming back. And like I said, it took me a couple of seconds. I was like, is that good or bad? And he was like, congratulations, you've passed. I was like, I was going mad inside me. I was trying to keep it all calm and collected while I was in the car, and I was just sat there like, yes, yes. And then I said, how many minors have I got? And I, by no means, boys, I'm not trying to show off, but this is probably one of the proudest moments of my life. He came back and said, 1 minor. And that was kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake. But it was kind of like, oh my God, I've only got 1 minor. And that 1 minor that he put down was for going too slow. And I know exactly where it was. it's just because I didn't know the speed limit on that road, and there was I think where the speed limit sign was, there was a bus parked there picking up like pedestrians, so I couldn't actually see what the speed was and I missed it. So yeah boys, first time, one minor, absolutely smashed it. Like I said, proudest moment of my life. And apparently, because I had my instructor on Facebook, and even he commented on my status when I put it on, he said I'd have gave you a clean sheet, but apparently these examiners don't like to give out clean sheets. Clean sheets is in like no faults, no minors whatsoever. Apparently they don't like to do that because it makes them look like they're not paying attention on the drive, or that they're not doing the job properly. So he had to put down one minor, which it is what it is. It's a bit gutting. I'd have loved a clean sheet, but like I said, when he goes back into the test centre and says, oh yeah, this kid just got 0 minors, all the other examiners apparently will look at him to think, well, you weren't really paying attention then, because not many people do that. And we'll just get around this truck. And yeah, that was it. First time, one minor. And that's what I could say, boys. I really recommend, even if it's just an old shitty banger like that you can find on Auto Trader for like 150 quid, just get it, grab it while you can, and just get yourself on learner insurance. Get out there, practice on your own, practice with someone that you trust and know, and just constantly drive, because obviously, like I said, the more you do it, the better you get at it, like anything. And yeah, I thought I'd share it with you boys, because I know a lot of you, like I said, are obviously either in the process of doing your driving lessons or on your way to passing your test, and I thought I'd kind of just share my experience. I hope this might have helped in some ways. Like I said, I tried to throw a few tips and tricks in there. So yeah boys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Look out this week, I've got some brilliant videos coming. I'm meeting up with Lee Lockwood this weekend. The guy in the Fiesta ST couldn't make it down, he was busy. I think the England game was on as well, so everyone's been watching that. So I thought, yeah, no worries. And we're going to do that next weekend. And then I think next weekend we're going to get the green Nürburgring edition down, which you boys have been waiting for. So we're going to sort that. And like I said, we're meeting up with Lee Lockwood this week to film his car. And yeah, hopefully a few more car parts will come as well this week. So look out for, I'm going to be smashing out the content this week. And yeah, that's going to do it for the video, boys. If you did enjoy, please like, comment and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.